Hey everybody, Dr. Shook here, and this is another sauna session. In today's sauna session, what I want to talk about is the effects of environment on developing Hashimoto's and controlling it. Because there's an interesting study that I came across where they looked at identical twins, okay, and they looked in particular at where one of the identical twins had Hashimoto's, and they checked the other twin to see if that person, if they also had Hashimoto's. And what they found out was that about 50% of identical twins that had Hashimoto's, their sibling, their twin, about half of them had it and half of them didn't. So what they came to the conclusion was that genes and the genotype, your genetic makeup, is only a part of your development of Hashimoto's. And what that basically means is that the environment influences the expression or the turning on or off of the genes. So it's very interesting, and this is something that we see clinically in that that we know that the environment plays a huge role in activating influencing the expression of the genes. So it's really important to know that even if you have a family history of Hashimoto's or autoimmune conditions, that doesn't mean it's your destiny. It means that you identify the environmental triggers that influence the expression of the genes, right? And that's what we do. That's what functional medicine is all about. That's what I do in practice, is I try to help people identify those environmental triggers so that they can know what they are and they can control them. And if it's something that's like an infection, well, then they deal with those things. If it's food sensitivities or a leaky gut, then we work on strategies to remove the things that are irritating the immune system, heal the barriers, and so the person can regain tolerance to foods and what we call oral tolerance. If they're reacting to environmental chemicals, they regain environmental tolerance. If they're reacting to themselves, where their immune system's attacking their own body, then we want to try to regain self-tolerance to the immune. These are all terms for immune system, these tolerance concepts, okay? So anyway, environment plays a major role in the expression of the genes, and I thought that was a very interesting study that I want to share with you guys. So just know that you have a major the potential, a very profound impact on your expression of any autoimmune condition that you have, not just Hashimoto's. But I want you to know that you can do this. You just empowered, you become empowered with knowledge, and then you come up with strategies to help yourself. You've got to be your own advocate. So the goal of what I'm trying to teach you guys are these factors that really come into play. Environment's a huge factor for the expression of any disease process. So that's the first, that's a concept that you need to keep in mind. Your genes aren't your destiny, right? It's genes plus environment equal what we call phenotypic expression. That's the expression of the genes. Change the environment, you can change the expression, because we can't change the genes that we know of, okay? But we can change the environment, and that will change the expression of the genes, and that's our goal, all right? So determining those environmental factors so we can influence the expression of the genes. So I appreciate you guys coming here to learn more about your health. If you have questions, a lot of people email us or message us, or we get all kinds of communications every day. So I'm sorry if I can't respond to every one of you with your comments. We do our best, but it's become overwhelming at this point. So we try our best, and I try to put out videos that are going to teach you guys concepts and things that you're interested in, that will help you. But if you want a place to get started, you need to look at I created a guidebook to help you understand your thyroid first, because a lot of people have these thyroid issues like Hashimoto's, or they have thyroid related symptoms, but the doctor said their labs are normal. So we created a guidebook called the 9 tests required to understand your thyroid. And it's a guidebook where I go through the 9. There are actually 7 thyroid hormone markers. 2 of those are, and then 2 additional markers that are antibodies that we use to check for autoimmunity against the thyroid. So there are actually 9 tests that we use to help you understand. I created a guidebook. I think it's 14 pages long. You can get it if you want us to post a link. Message us, just make a comment, and we'll post a link below so that you can go and you can look at the guidebook and get it if you want it. But it will really help you to understand kind of where to start, what lab tests you might want to consider if you're having thyroid related symptoms, so that you can better understand, is your thyroid physiology working properly? is the TSH that your doctors may be looking at, or just the T4 and T3 that your doctors are looking at, inadequate? And that's what we find in a lot of cases. You got to look at things like T3 uptake and reverse T3, and you've got to understand, are you autoimmune? And then from there you've got to maybe look at inflammatory chemicals like C-reactive protein and homocysteine, and then maybe even look at your red blood cells to see if there's any anemias, and then even blood sugar, because blood sugar can influence your thyroid physiology. Everything's connected, right? So anyway, I just want to share with you guys this interesting study that I found on twins, and their if one had Hashimoto's, the likelihood of their twin having it as well is about 50%. So we know that environment plays a huge role in the expression of the genes. So Dr. Shook here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming here to learn more about your health. If there's anything we can do for you, just let us know.